of the 500 Christianity in the Philippines. We are now at the Cebu Metropolitan Cathedral, where the culmination of the procession, the grand procession, is. And right now, just behind us, we have the arrival of the first groups of the faithful and the first of the carrozas, the images, our symbols of faith. As we watched the procession, we noticed just how orderly everything has been. And this is certainly due to the sincerity of people joining the celebration. This is not just a rowdy celebration on the streets, but a very powerful, prayerful celebration of our faith. As we welcome the images of the different shrines, we also ask Clyde to help us welcome, rousing us all as we give all of our hearts in gratitude for this wonderful gift of our faith. And as we come together, confirming, affirming, we are gifted to give. Brothers and sisters, let us welcome the Jubilee Cross.
Viva Santa Cruz! Viva Santa Cruz! Viva Santa Cruz!
The Jubilee Cross has become an all too familiar sight in all our places of worship. We welcome once again the Jubilee Cross. There shall be about 8 images that we shall be welcoming into the grounds of the Cebu Metropolitan Cathedral. These carrozas have been followed by the faithful, expressing their love, their gratitude, by prayerfully participating in our procession. The pandemic has taught us many lessons, valuable lessons, and one of these is actually following instructions. And we are very glad to note that the faithful are very good at following instructions. And we have kept our processions as solemn as they can possibly be. We have just seen our lectors, cantors, lay ministers, all servants of the church. And as they have come together, they have seen, you have seen, and they have shown us just how many of us really give of ourselves, not only on Sundays, but every day of the week, to serve in different capacities, in different ways. A beautiful expression of our faith. Entering the grounds is the Ecce Homo. This is one of the gifts, actually, of Magellan to the King and Queen of Cebu upon their arrival in 1521. Perhaps it is not always as commonly seen as Señor Santo Niño, but it is really one of the most beautiful gifts. Please welcome the Ecce Homo.
Viva Balaang Naong Jesus! Viva Balaang Naong Jesus! Viva Balaang Naong Jesus!
Now we see the image of Señor San Jose. San Jose, 2021 was declared as the year of the 150th year of the declaration of Saint Joseph as the patron of the Universal Church. As he approaches the entry of the cathedral, we remember our fathers, atong mga amahan, priests, fathers in our churches, our Holy Father, and we remember how, as the father of a family, he guides. He is the model. He is also the source of strength and of love.
Viva Señor San Jose! Viva Señor San Jose! Viva Señor San Jose!
Saint Joseph, patron of the Universal Church. Our image is from the National Shrine of Saint Joseph in Mandaue.
Viva Señor San Jose! Señor San Jose! Viva Señor San Jose!
We can only imagine how beautiful St. Joseph's relationship was with the child Jesus. One of the stories that we will always recall every time we pray the rosary is the finding of the child Jesus. And this shows us how parents, fathers, are very concerned about their children. And this comes from the love that grows. Every year the child grows as well. Brothers and sisters, approaching the cathedral is the image of our beloved Birhen sa Regla. The Archdiocesan Shrine of our Virgin is a place where thousands, perhaps millions of the faithful gather because of her being a very loving mother, a mother who gives, a mother who always thinks of her children. As we celebrated the 500 years of Christianity, we have also seen Mary's role in the salvation history, Mary's role in our lives. As organizations, Marian organizations, have gathered also to express their oneness with us in this celebration, we also see how many, from the young to the once young, gather of themselves, give of themselves, give of their time, their talent, not only on Sundays during meetings, but in many activities, whether it is in the parish or in the larger communities. Our Blessed Mother always warms us with her love. Always we remember, as we, children of Mary, say, to Jesus through Mary. Let us now welcome ang Birhen sa Regla.
Viva Birhen sa Regla! Viva Birhen! Viva Birhen sa Regla! Viva Birhen sa Regla!
The image of the Birhen was canonically crowned in 1954 by then Cardinal Julio Cardinal Rosales. Very significantly, the crowns that the Virgin and the Child wear were blessed by Pope Pius XII in Rome. Brothers and sisters, ang Birhen sa Regla.
Viva Birhen sa Regla! Viva Birhen sa Regla! Viva Birhen sa Regla!
Approaching the entry is San Lorenzo Ruiz, the first Filipino saint martyred in Japan. Shall we welcome San Lorenzo Ruiz?
Viva San Lorenzo Ruiz! Viva San Lorenzo Ruiz! Viva San Lorenzo Ruiz!
I was in elementary when I was first introduced to San Lorenzo, and we will never forget how he went through such torment as a martyr in Japan. San Lorenzo Ruiz.
Viva San Lorenzo Ruiz! Viva San Lorenzo Ruiz! Viva San Lorenzo Ruiz!
San Lorenzo is our very own, our first Filipino saint, but we have our very own Visayan saint. The first Visayan saint, Katagilungsod. We welcome San Pedro Calungsod.
Viva San Pedro Calungsod! Viva San Pedro Calungsod! Viva San Pedro Kalungsod!
One of the most interesting titles of San Pedro is that of him being a faithful friend. And he truly was a faithful friend, chosen by Blessed Father Luis de San Vitores. He was the priest's companion in the Marianas, helping him every inch of the way as he trekked across the rocky island of Guam. San Pedro never left his side, something that a faithful friend will always do. Stick by you through thick and thin. San Pedro Kalungsod!
Viva San Pedro Kalungsod! Viva San Pedro Kalungsod! Viva San Pedro Kalungsod!
Now, we have the arrival of our Birhen sa Guadalupe. We have our very own miraculous image of the Virgin of Guadalupe. And as she enters the portals of the cathedral, we remember just how she is our patroness. And beautifully, we have a mother as our patroness, underlining how important a mother is in the lives of her children. We welcome ang Birhen sa Guadalupe.
Viva mahal na Birhen sa Guadalupe! Viva Birhen sa Guadalupe! Viva mahal nga Birhen sa Guadalupe!
We welcome the patroness of the Archdiocese of Cebu, the Virgin of Guadalupe.
Viva mahal nga Birhen sa Guadalupe! Viva Birhen sa Guadalupe! Viva mahal nga Birhen sa Guadalupe!
We welcome once again our Birhen sa Guadalupe. This procession would never be complete without our patron. And we await the arrival of the Señor Santo Niño. This is probably an image that is associated with the seed, as being the seed of Christianity in the Philippines. We have Magellan giving the gift of the Santo Niño to the Queen, who specifically asked for the image of the little child. She was mesmerized, and she has been recorded as the first example of conversion, miracle of conversion. This beautiful image now in the hands of the Agustinian community at the Basilica Minore del Santo Niño culminates our grand procession. In celebration of the 500 years of Christianity, we have come together, a good, well, I'm not so sure how many thousands, but for sure, a great number. We have Señor Santo Niño de Cebu.
Viva Pit Señor! Viva Señor Santo Niño! Viva Pit Señor!
Every year we see thousands, millions flocking to the Basilica just to pray to him. Tonight we have this very special privilege of being with him in this procession. Perhaps unlike the Sinulog procession, where we have a great tide of people, we have a very organized and very well-behaved crowd accompanying the images, starting with the Jubilee Cross, the Ecce Homo, ang Birhen sa Regla, San Lorenzo Ruiz, San Pedro Calungsod, ang Birhen sa Guadalupe, and now, our beloved patron, Señor Santo Niño de Cebu.
Viva Pit Señor! Viva Señor Santo Niño! Viva Pit Señor! Masipang pakpakang Señor Santo Niño!
Most appropriately, he has culminated our grand procession. He ends the grand procession. He is the beginning and the end. But of course, our journey continues as a people of faith, a people of hope, a people of joy, a people, the Easter people. We celebrate 500 years, but we count on to another 500 years of faith. Señor Santo Niño de Cebu.
Viva Pit Señor! Viva Señor Santo Niño! Viva Pit Señor!
We invite the faithful to come and join us inside the cathedral compound to be part of the closing program of our 500 years of Christianity celebration. A celebration of our faith, a celebration of us being a people united in faith. Tonight, this afternoon, tonight, we have been blessed with perfect weather for our activities. I think that is a sign of God's joy as well, as we have been very joyful in our celebration, and you shall see later on just why we have been very joyful in our celebrations, because this has not just been a liturgical celebration, it has been more than that. And so we invite you to stay on with us as we continue the closing program of the 500 years of Christianity celebration here in Cebu. We shall now have the ritual of the incense. Maayong gabi kanatong tanan. To His Excellency, Archbishop Jose Palma, to all of us here. Maayong gabi. Can I hear a response? Maayong gabi. We are very joyful to be here. We have many reasons to be joyful. Easter, today, the Sunday of Divine Mercy, and today, the culmination of a year of celebration for our gift and our giftedness. The year has been, well, it has flashed so fast. Even if we have been in the pandemic, we have seen so many expressions of faith, different ways, in many forms. And people have not been bogged down by the pandemic. Look at us now. If I say social distancing, please, will you still follow that instruction? Perhaps the safest is, let's keep our masks on. We celebrate the year because we have also seen many people giving not only of their time, but their resources, everything you can think of. And this is one way of thanking the Lord for their giftedness and their generosity to share. Tonight, we also want to pay tribute to the many people who have given us the reason for remaining faithful. Of course, we also want to make sure that we not only begin the year right, we also end it beautifully, appropriately. Ladies and gentlemen, here is 1 year. Imagine 500 years in 1 year of images. Images for all of us to see, to savor, and to thank the Lord for. Here is the 500 years of Christianity in images.
sumusunod ni Kristo.
A big hand, please, for 500 years in images. As you may well have seen, it has not only been a spiritual celebration, of course, that is most important, but it has been a celebration in many forms. Intellectual, we've had seminars, webinars, ongoing trainings, so many to make sure that it is not only in the heart that we grow, but also in the mind. Culturally, we have had presentations in so many ways done by so many organizations and entities. And notice, we have also made sure to pay tribute to Mother Earth. The planting of 500 trees. Now, remember, 500 is not a limiting number. We just wanted to plant the 500 because of the 500 years of Christianity, but we have to plant more than 500, okay? This is a message as we celebrated Earth Day as well. Can you imagine? Each one of us should be planting 16,000 trees? Yes, we're supposed to do that. So you have the next how many years to do that, right? Yes? Yes, we shall be planting because for sure when we plant, we harvest. And speaking of the harvest, one of the fruits of the many activities that we've had, from baptisms, communions, confirmations, webinars, seminars, all sorts of jubilees, we have the Cebu Caritas Harvest. Cebu Caritas is the social development arm of the Archdiocese of Cebu. And what have they done? We'd like to show you this video.
The thankful for that has brought us new learnings, not only to me, but also to Cebu Caritas. Because we thought of, at first na, the Typhoon Odette was just a usual storm or typhoon that we usually encounter sa atong dapit. But it posed us a great challenge.
Cebu Caritas cannot do it alone. Huwag tayo mahimo kung ang Cebu Caritas lang. We need our DSAC partners, our social action partners in the whole of the Philippines. Kay naaman tayo 85 ka mga dioceses, doon na po yung 85 kabuk ng mga diocesan social action nga makatabang na to. O moto'y ako ang nakita nga di na ito mahimo ang kita-kita lang. We need the support and the help of other religious congregations, the military personnel na mitabang na to.
Lipay mi nga mawa ang kakaboy ilabi na makatulog mi sa ilang pasalamat. Salamat sa Caritas, salamat sa simbahan. Kaya mismo mga pari sa mga areas, dako kayong pasalamat ikan sa Caritas.
Ako si Hania Magnolia, nagpasalamat sa tibok na kong kasing-kasing, pinaagi sa Caritas Germany, Caritas Cebu. Salamat kay Nanami Atop sa Balay. Salamat kay sa tanan. Salamat. We love you.
Salamat do Pader sa imong kitabang na mo nga ikaatop nga dinamtulong ang balay.
May I now read to you the citation? Cebu Caritas Incorporated, Commission on Service, Archdiocese of Cebu. Certificate of recognition is hereby given to the following in recognition as recipient of the livelihood programs of Cebu Caritas Incorporated, Commission on Service, as our emergency and early recovery assistance to the communities affected by Typhoon Odette. Given this 24th day of April in the year of the Lord, 2022 at Cebu Metropolitan Cathedral, Cebu City, Philippines. Signed, Bienvenido Tan Jr., Humanitarian Program Coordinator, Reverend Father Alden John Baran, Program Director, Vice Chairman, Commission on Service, Reverend Father Alex Cola Jr., President, Cebu Caritas Incorporated, Chairman, Commission and Service, and the Most Reverend Jose Palma, D.D., Archbishop of Cebu, Chairman, Cebu Caritas Incorporated. You notice the difference? Usually, we give a plaque to the ones who have given. But tonight, we give a plaque to those who have been blessed. We call on Sulpicio Casipong. Sulpicio Casipong has been a recipient of a motorized boat. He hails from Tangil, Dumanhog, Cebu. Fractoso Calago. Mr. Calago has also received a motorized boat gikan ni siya sa Bituon, Dumanhog, Cebu. We call on Zenaida Canino from Talot, Barili, Cebu, a recipient of the Cebu Caritas Farmers Livelihood Program. Ana Marie Bahinting Calago, a recipient of Caritas Housing Project dito sa Talot, Barili, Cebu. Kanisiya, sakto gyud nga moingon ta, charity begins at home. Why? Because you always see her at that corner kay namaligya ni siya. No, madag Domingo ug sa laing mga adlaw. Ganiha gali amo ni siyang gipangita. Kay di ba ang mga vendors ato mang gipaiswag nangita na hinuon mi niya. May gali kay nitunga gyud siya. We call on Estefania Achecoso, a recipient of Cebu Caritas Healthcare Program. Amo biya gyud siyang gipangutan dadaan ha, nga musaka ba siya sa hagdan ha, na nangihid gyud mi. Salamat kay manang. And our final recipient, Hannah May Lindayao, Youth Servant Leadership and Educational Program recipient. Hannah? We thank His Excellency. Thank you very much po. Thank you po, Father. We may not have seen, the houses, the motorized bangka, pero pangitaon ko to si Manong dito sa Bituon, kay tig-adto biagwa ng Bituon, mangitaon niya ko niya, kay muhitsyo niya ko. But here is a video feed of the feeding that was held this afternoon at the SPFY. They had a feeding for 500 children. 500 is a very significant number because of our celebration. So 500 children were fed this afternoon. In the past year, we have seen 500 baptismal candidates, 500 confirmed, 500 received their first Holy Communion, 500 trees, but remember, the trees can go up to 16,000, okay? We also had so many other 500s in different venues for different occasions. Perhaps the feeding is done, so we cannot do the live feed, right? Any advice? Anyway, for everyone's information, all these videos will be available on our FB page. So you're not going to miss any of these images, and you will be able to watch them again and again, savor them in the comfort of your own cell phones. We have promised a short program to close the 500 years of Christianity. And we now come to the message of His Excellency, Jose Palma, Archbishop of Cebu, as he also officially declares the closing of the 500 years of Christianity celebration.
Thank you so much, Mary Rose. Many of you were at the cathedral this noon, and I'm sure you have heard such a wonderful celebration at Mass. There, I also said a few words of thanksgiving, and I believe I might not have mentioned all of you, but in our hearts, you are all there. And certainly, even comments from our visitors from other places, Manila, they are all praises and commentaries of congratulations, knowing that for them we have indeed celebrated the closing ceremonies at Mass with the sending of mission, of course, with also the launching of some Caritas projects. And there I made mention of the many who are part of the closing ceremonies. For tonight, I just would like to read the decree which signals the closing, but also the opening of what will happen after the closing. It reads, on April 14, 2021, we mark the launching of our Jubilee activities in celebration of our 500 years of Christianity, and in a special way, we commemorated the first baptisms in our shores, thereby igniting the sparks of our Catholic faith through the baptisms of Regia Humabon, Queen Juana, and their subjects. In our Archdiocese of Cebu, all of these Jubilee activities highlighting the Binunyagan Ako and the creation of Parish Caritas have been initiated and implemented to appreciate our baptismal character, to foster and deepen our Catholic faith, to increase our zeal for the promotion of priestly and religious vocations, and to strengthen and preserve the institution of the human family and life. In our Archdiocese of Cebu, we draw to a close on April 24, 2022, the octave of Easter, also Divine Mercy Sunday, our year-long celebration of the various monthly Jubilee activities in the parish and archdiocesan levels, catering the different sectors of our society. The Archdiocese of Cebu has also been chosen as the venue for the Pontifical Mass culminating the Second National Mission Congress, a fitting and emphatic ending to our great Jubilee year. Our Holy Father, Pope Francis, through a decree issued by the Apostolic Penitentiary, has granted the request to extend the opening of the Jubilee doors in our pilgrim churches until December 31, 2022, notwithstanding the culminating activities of our great Jubilee year. Let it be known, therefore, by all the faithful in the Archdiocese of Cebu, on this 24th day of April 2022, that I, the Most Reverend Jose S. Palma, Archbishop of Cebu, hereby formally decree and declare the 500 years of Christianity celebrations in the Archdiocese of Cebu be closed.
We are blessed, blessed 100-fold, the cross of Jesus Christ in our ancient shores.
Is now 500 years cherished here to hold. He has given us faith, a gift to love and to share. Esta fe es bendición también nuestra misión. A todos los que sufren traemos salvación.
A todo el mundo compartir su compasión. A toda la humanidad llamamos a la conversión. Santos Ugulahan.
Dadangat to sa Diyos ang among pasalamat.
Lakip among panaan na magmatinud-anon. Tayo'y may kapungkulan at pananagutan.
We invite everyone to join in the singing and the dancing. Everybody raise your arms. A warm, warm round of applause, please. The Commission on Youth with a special participation of His Excellency, Jose Palma, Archbishop of Cebu. A fitting end to a beautiful, miraculous year, the 500th year of Christianity in the Philippines. A big hand, please, everyone. That hand, that applause goes out to you. It goes out to everyone who has participated in any way, big or small, in this momentous celebration. Daghan kaayong salamat ug maayong gabi kanatong tanan. Our journey continues.
We are blessed, blessed the hundredfold, the cross of Jesus Christ in our ancient shores.
Is now 500 years cherished here to hold. He has given us faith, a gift to love and to share. Esta fe es bendición también nuestra misión. A todos los que sufren traemos salvación.
A todo el mundo compartir su compasión. A toda la humanidad llamamos a la conversión.
Tayo'y may katungkulan at pananagutan na ang kapwa'y akayin kay Kristong purihin. San Lorenzo Ruiz, San Pedro Caluxur,
Tanan nga Pilipin, Gun Santos ug Bulahan.
dadangato sa Dios ang among pasalamat.
Lakip among panaan nga magmatinud-anon. Tayo'y may katungkulan at pananagutan na ang kapwa'y akayin kay Kristong purihin. 500 years of jubilee, 500 years of blessings, 500 years of graces. We are given to give. 500 years of jubilee, 500 years of blessings, 500 years of graces. We are given